these were two of the biggest projects I've done for several years. But in parallel to that, I've been also like always working on other projects. This one, for example, is called Citizenship Project. It was like more an investigation of how citizenship is now commodified, how it's been like in a way. Citizenship is something that in every Citizenship Law Act, in every country, every law, it's clear that you cannot buy it. You know, it's something that. But more and more countries are finding rules, laws, and ways not to sell it, but to grant you if you provide some money within, in their economy. This could be in different ways. This could be a lot of money in some countries, less in others. So I tried to investigate that with lawyers, doing research on the internet. First was so that kind of homepage, then also I worked with lawyers and I raised money in different ways, having like donation boxes. So for example, this was official prices. I found it's legal. It's not like a fake passport, or it's totally legal ways. These prices that don't include like your, the things you have to pay to lawyers and all those things. But like that's basic prices that are real prices that if you invest that money in some countries, or at the time at least, you can really get like through the year. It's like within a year or something maximum most of the time. You can really get a new passport, a new citizenship, and become like citizen of a different country. I also developed this project on a very specific country, USA, for a show at Artist Space in New York. I decided to work with a lawyer and with a curator and defining the different ways to raise money and to raise all the things I would need. So there was this website, helped me to become a US citizen, where I would introduce myself, explain what I was needing. There was also a comment from the curator explaining what it was about. And people can contact me. And in the exhibition space was this also donation box and explanation, and you would have also Xerox copies of all the paperwork you need to fill for the whole project by the immigration service. So far I am still French. But in 2001 I did also another project with Zeman, because like this project about money back thing was like kind of retrospective and was quite heavy project in a way, and it was something that was more like working with actually the Biennale in Venice. It's a kind of it's not a non-for-profit organization. It's a kind of like now sort of like a business. It's like there's also some private monies and things. So we had to go through a whole process. I was interested in the fact that what's the history of biennales? And why is there lots of countries still never exhibited? So you have all those pavilions that are represented. Some are like, if you look like in the Giardini, for example, some countries that were huge in the 19th century or beginning of the 20th century have like big pavilions there, and now they're less important countries than they were at the time, and things have changed, and some new countries are not representing with all, they have to rent every year a new pavilion, and something that turns into pavilions. But there's also lots of countries that are never, ever represented. So I asked the staff at the Venice Biennale to list all the artists, from which country they were, and we realized that there were, I think, 112 countries that were not represented. So I asked Zeman, the director of the Biennale, and on behalf of the Biennale and all the people themselves, to write to the representative at the United Nations in New York, the ambassadors there, ask them whether or not they would be interested to provide me with their citizenship, and in this case I would become an artist from their country. there were two questions in the letter that I can read. One was also, do they accept dual citizenship or not? In those 112 countries, of course, you can imagine some were dictators. Some countries are run like dictatorships, and others like countries. But we worked from the list of the countries recognized by the UN, and only 3 of them replied. It was 112. And the 3 of them asked me to write to another ambassador, either in Italy or in France, and never got any answer from them after. So I'm still French. But all the letters that were sent, like a copy of all those letters, were then. Oh, sorry, there's not. There should be another picture. It's missing. Sorry, but all those pictures were then pasted on kind of billboard at the entrance of the Giardini, and the title of the project was Citizenship Project / Other Countries Pavilion. This billboard is like the billboard they use, like the Venice Biennale use in the city to advertise with posters, and there's a bench attached to it. So I think there's a picture, but it looks like my PowerPoint is messy, so you'll see the picture.